I'm alive. Hello everyone, this is Ninja DC, joining again another for React video, this time from MLP Season 8, Episode 17. Wow, we're getting near the end of this.
Yeah.
Joining me again, actually, really are getting it up because we have only one more season. Ah.
Still isn't a myth.
The fabled end times are approaches.
Oh wait, here it is. It's what's this dark cloud over here and it says the end? What? Oh.
We still have the movies and everything.
That is true.
And we have G5, which I'm still unsure. I really want to I'm unsure of. Part of it really excites me, part of it doesn't.
I mean, has anyone actually come out and said from the production team, yes, that is a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, but they can't they legally can't because they on their own end have cease and desist, not cease and desist, it says I forget the contract where you can't speak.
Yes.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, all of them have non-disclosure
pretty
agreements.
much the idea. Pretty much the idea of if you say a word, we'll cut out your tongue.
Yeah. But yeah, that's they all sign non-disclosure. So even if they wanted to say confirm, this happened, the fact that they're not saying anything is really a big sign it probably is true.
Yeah,
I mean, what it probably means is the current plans are that it's true. Things could still change, but that's the current plans.
Has anyone seen any real? Has anyone seen any real art of Gen 5?
Oh yeah, I showed a whole bunch of concept arts.
That was just concept. Okay, I didn't think it was official.
Yeah, it's still in concept art form, so they're still figuring that out. But
there's some official art if you dig a little bit.
Oh boy, are we gonna see? Anyway. Are we gonna see Rarity as an alicorn? If we are, I don't know about this. I'm a Rarity fan, but I don't know about this.
All right, but anyway, join me again is a herd of bronies.
Hello, you ponies. I'm a herd of bronies, and welcome back to Let's Watch Season 8, The Riot is Ending Edition.
Next up, Carlos.
Oh, evening tides. Welcome to the end. I am reaping your host, and I hope you're ready, children and offspring alike, for a grand laughing time as we cut open this roast and watch as these pretties fly away into the great beyond or to the deep bowels of hell.
Okay then.
Ooh, roast. Anyone bring the A1 sauce? Anyone bring the A1 sauce?
All right. Next up, Day Lover.
Hey, I'm Day Lover, and today I'm Echo Horse. Echo, 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 echo. Next.
Next, actually, that might be because you said you're moving. It might just be the setting, just create the actual environment, creating the echoes.
It's my setting because there's no furniture no more, or there's only my bed, but I'm going to split that apart later. So that's nice. Right. Yay!
Then next up, Jen.
Hello, it's Jen, and ready to watch the latest MLP episode. I'm actually kind of sad the next season will be the last one. We're coming up upon the last ride.
On the bright side, this potentially could be the best season because they have nothing else left, so they pull out all the stops.
True. That is very true. They go out as a flicker or in a blaze of glory.
all I can think of right now is just all of a sudden we immediately time skip and we've just seen the main six in their last days.
No, that's too sad. That's too sad. That's too sad. That's too sad. I don't know.
I think what is that? The school, the students is going to overtake their places at some point. I don't think we need a growing old episode.
I could see a time skip though. That's short of slightly goes in the future. Basically, the shonen anime ending was like, here's how everyone in the future and their kids and all that.
If they had like a time skip forever, have it their own way, yeah.
Oh, here we go. A time skip where now, say Twilight is now the ruler of all Equestria. Flurry Heart is her pupil, and just to piss off the fandom, you see Flash Sentry.
Yeah.
Just to piss them off. Just to piss them off. Just to piss them like, hi honey, or whatever, hi honey, or something like that. Like, that's my waifu.
Right. And by that time, I would not even be mad anymore. We would outgrow that anger because
if nobody was mad, then honestly, I'd be mad a little bit. I'd be like, what? No cries of waifu stealer?
No,
wow.
Yeah.
You'd be like, wow, the fandom truly has ended. Well, this sucks.
All right. And
I enjoy this amusement and I don't get to have it. Oh, sorry.
All right. Next up, second.
Yay.
They were a chipper bunch. For them, it already wasn't a question of if, but how. They were sure they'd seen it before. They were sure they knew the details. They didn't know the number one rule. There are no rules.
Oh, okay.
My name is Opinion. Second opinion. And I am not convinced until I'm convinced. It's my job. I knew one thing for sure. I didn't know what they were afraid of. A new shot to the arm, a refresher could be nice. But I never trust anyone to bring me nice. I sat back in my chair and waited for the reactor to start. It was a warm night, and my girlfriend apparently observed that I was monologuing aloud and was very happy.
Okay, that was just riveting. Okay, I didn't want that to end. That was riveting. I already had the picture in my head of like a film noir setting, and you with a detective outfit and sitting at a desk and such.
And me ruining it all of it by calling there's no rules.
Both of you guys, the film noir setting. It was so vivid in my mind. That was beautiful.
Yay.
All right, now I have to find a detective outfit, make that a character with alongside my condescending British guy reading books to kids.
It's still good though, yeah.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Are you all ready for the episode?
Yay.
We're ready. Oh. Wait. Gotta go. Why is it when I click on it, it starts immediately? Okay, now I'm ready. We're back at 0.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. This thing jumps the gun.
All right, is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right. Press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Here we go.
Yay.
The bell rings the start.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Can you come to Twilight's class with me? It won't take long. Oh, I'd love to help. I wanted to meet Rainbow Dash for a day of fun.
Oh.
Twilight wants to use it as an example for the students.
Uh-oh, I see a meme shot.
This is what happens when a pony crosses me.
Oh.
You both are.
Oh, okay.
Is Rainbow Dash wearing a suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah, so Rainbow Dash is wearing a suit and wears a dress. Are they going on a date? Yay.
That's in somebody else's fanfic.
Oh.
Okay, is it just me? Like, can everybody else see where this is going already?
Yeah,
That's cute.
I think so.
Well, the episode is called The End of Friends, so it's probably going to have tension.
Yeah,
The students are so cute. Ooh. Oh, no. I can't agree, yeah. Here we go. Yay.
Oh, come on. I even said shopping that time. Perfect. We'll go shopping
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
Is this uncommon part two?
They're going for this
Said, I think I remember the film, and as I recall, I think
I know
both
what
kind of like it. That's what.
well,
That's one thing we got.
Yay.
Oh, what a one-hit wonder that was.
Episode for the first time. Oh my god, it's me.
I want a plushie of the yak.
Okay.
I want a plushie of myself.
Well, the first why not is because this was supposed to be Rarity's dynamic with Applejack.
I want a plushie of second. Yay.
No, there aren't.
Magically forced.
Yeah. Okay.
Except
Since
we can't
you were
say why
small.
because it's a kid's show.
Oh, it's GM Barrow. It's a GM Barrow episode.
That fits.
Yeah. Ooh.
Is that it?
Oh.
So you're
there you
best
go.
together.
There you
Season
go.
one callback. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash. I've counted. Rainbow Dash and Rarity have had 2 episodes together.
Yeah, there's not really anything else.
But this is an interesting topic. They've all mostly had their friendship through adventures.
Yeah, they
Well, I mean,
never
like,
have
Rainbow
like
Dash and Rarity have had a
something
dynamic
for
within the
themselves.
group. I mean, like, Applejack and Rarity get under each other's skins because, like, they
Yes.
stand in contrast with each other. Rainbow Dash and Rarity always just kind of seemed like, okay, they started out with the assumption that they don't like
Right.
doing the same things, but they still kind of seemed like they got
Right.
each other within
Right.
the confines of that.
I think the dynamic is AJ and Rarity like always.
Oh, Rarity,
conflicted,
that's not nice.
where Rainbow Dash and Rarity like they always basically agreed to not agree, sort of thing. Or like, yeah, we're just too different, but we're still friends, sort of thing. Or
Well, I mean, and like within that, they still have moments like in Castle Sweet Castle where they team up on Applejack, lecturing them both. They're like, "We need to do this together," and Rarity's like, "Okay." And she takes
Oh
on
wait, that's Brayburn. Did
Applejack.
anyone just see Brayburn?
Yeah, Brayburn, yeah. Rarity, come on.
Okay, the
Oh.
Okay. That's a little much. Yeah.
the benefits of being a unicorn.
Yeah.
The,
But you have to catch the ball.
Also, Rainbow Dash was not supposed to be the best at buckballs. Is it just me, or is that solely for a callback?
Yeah.
well, she wasn't the best at it, but she wasn't bad at it.
No.
Well, yeah, but it's not like it was her favorite game or something. I mean,
No, but she probably just chose that because. Yeah,
well, that's
she
like
likes
a red flag for me. Is that this was like callbacks first and justification second.
Maybe, but it could have been like everything else as well, yeah.
What's everything else?
Like her flying off the walls and stuff like that, but there's stuff that she can't do with Rarity, yeah?
Right.
Yeah. So Buckball is one of the things that she can do with Rarity, yeah.
Right.
Yay. Glitter hoops. I want
Yeah, that just reminds me of my mom. She loves glitter stuff too
Oh
much.
no.
my older
Glitter
sister.
dripping. I hate
When
it.
glitter gets everywhere, you know, and once it gets on you, it doesn't get off.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's worse
gosh.
than sand. Yeah.
When you're working like in houses and retail,
Oh,
glitter, you
glitter
start to
everywhere.
breathe it. You get like
Oh
sparkle.
my god.
Showcasing an aspect of friendship called banter. The playful and friendly exchange
Oh.
of remarks.
Treasure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see.
I cannot wait.
Just say everyone, goddammit. I hate it when they do that.
At first it was
Sounds so
every pony. I
forced.
think it was every pony, and now it's every creature.
Yeah.
In the first Equestria Girls movie, she was like, yeah, I think somebody.
They can't
What
just
are
say
you doing,
everyone.
Rainbow?
They can't
Watch
just say
out.
everyone.
Probably.
Oh,
No,
God.
Rainbow, no.
Haven't you played Mystery Dungeon? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
Yeah.
It's not right to click on the lever.
Where would Rudy's horn go right now?
Pull the lever, Punk.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh, Rarity.
Oh,
You should
come
thank
on,
Rainbow Dash
Rarity,
on a
not
thank me.
break.
She just revealed that each and every one of those gems are fake.
Yeah. Or maybe it was the other kind of gem that we haven't seen before. There's a lot of caves, yeah.
It's like,
Why are this Apple flashbacks now?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You should have taken time out for yourself first, yeah. I actually agree with that.
My fan is failing
the
horribly.
pressure is on.
Surely you don't mean that.
Oh.
Well, Ashley, Applejack is voiced by the same character. This should not have been hard.
Matter. That's not the same character, though.
Same actress, rather.
Yeah. It's almost like we're getting It's almost like we're getting a rehash of almost Applejack and Rarity.
Bless you.
But I mean, okay, the real problem though is that this is completely ham-fisted. Like, once again,
no, come on, give it a
characters
chance.
into numbskulls for this plot to work, and that's
No, I don't think
number one sign that it's not a very good conflict.
Oh.
Okay, I side with the Rainbow Dash on that.
Yeah. Oh, they're actually talking to Starlight, not Twilight. Okay.
Well, she is guidance counselor.
Oh, that's something new. That's good.
Uh-oh. Again, we're going to the royal problem.
No, don't switch their cutie marks. Oh, okay.
Actually, didn't they already try that?
Well, they did that with Celestia and Luna, yeah.
Right.
But not with Rarity and Rainbow Dash. I think in the
that is kind of similar.
Magical Cure, it was Rainbow Dash and somebody else. Yeah, that was Fluttershy.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
As called
She did say she brings
one
snacks.
is spotting an opening that's better.
You're a huge fan of Shadow Spade Mysteries. Your point. The perfect way for you to reconnect.
Yeah, they haven't been reading the books.
I'll read them too. Then we'll all discuss after.
They're both stubborn, yeah.
Good Friends Book Club. Okay? I'll bring snacks.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Fine. Great. We're all here.
No! Straight into fan fiction flashbacks!
That's kind of
You're
true.
even mad hearing this.
Okay. I'll go first.
I actually had an adventure with her. No, I think that was the last, Rarity and Rainbow Dash episode was actually during the episode. No, wait, no, it was Pinkie Pie.
Yeah.
Wait, was it?
What's so funny? Oh, sorry. It's just that I find those action sequences so ridiculously.
I'm trying to remember.
But they're
I was getting my episodes confused.
Yes, but the book's descriptions just drag on. And what about all those silly, unpronounceable names? Dr.
Yeah, like your edible boots.
Ooh, they love her. Oh.
And of course they keep trying because nobody's allowed to end the scene early by getting the picture that this isn't working.
No one, you didn't read her receiver.
Time to bring in super soldiers.
I have to bring in all my friends. All of them.
You see, if you didn't know that
Oh. It's actually getting a little serious.
Oh, it's Uncommon Bond Anger Edition.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Uncommon.
Oh,
It's more
Twilight
like,
needs help. What is going on?
I mean, It actually almost seems to me like more like a rehash of that Applejack and Rainbow Dash episode. They have to demonstrate how to get along for the students, and the students, of course.
Non-complete class. No, I think like this is better so far.
This episode borrows so many concepts from previous episodes this season.
I mean,
where are they going?
They're both. I think they're both equally painful so far, honestly.
If it falls into the wrong hooves, Equestria will
Oh.
grave danger. Don't worry, Twilight. I know tons about searching for.
Oh, they are working together now, yeah. Oh, you okay, Ninja?
Yeah.
So much better knowing you two are looking for it together.
Oh, okay.
I'm not getting tired of that poop gag.
Wow, that is.
Wow, that is bad glitter.
That is a lot of glitter.
Oh my gosh, I figured out what happened. It was stolen by the worst thief ever.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, they should have left making the fake trip thing to Discord. He does it a lot better.
No, it was stolen by a new cat that poops glitter instead of rainbows.
Rarity didn't read the book.
Yeah.
She didn't read it.
No.
She didn't read it.
Either, no, yeah. I agree with Rainbow Dash here, yeah.
Yes.
Her reaction is oopsie.
Yeah.
Who never.
Oh, I'll stop.
It's from the book you just read. That book, yes, the one I just read.
Oh,
Spike.
Monster Prince.
After giving me all that grief, you didn't read mine either.
Oh. More gag or what?
Oh my god.
Who would have all that glitter anyway?
If you dare reference Princess Twilight Sparkle right now with the only good thing. Billy Dash?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you can freaking carry her.
Or just fly above the forest.
Yeah.
Well, they had to stay relatively close enough for the very obvious trail, but...
Wow.
I mean, like, you can find the trail again once you're on the other side of the swamp.
Well...
What is Fairy doing here?
They referenced it
Yeah.
again.
Ooh. That's nice.
At least you can fly across.
Rainbow Dash being Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
You mean Rainbow Dash being old Rainbow Dash?
Yeah. That's true. You can be friends for a really long time and don't know every detail. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. Being surprised.
Too bad we can't do what Daring Do did in book 4 and find a crocodile for a raft.
Oh, really? Yeah. I agree with the frog, yeah.
No, stop it. No.
How does Rainbow Dash know that?
Okay. They're having the bad smell jokes from Meltdown as well. Oh god!
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say? I think it's a buffer-grid. They have really sensitive ears. Did you
Oh, so you can make clouds out of
Water vapor.
Toothpaste.
Yay, toothpaste.
Okay, wait. You want him to put the swamp water in his mouth? That's gonna help.
Maybe like it was fused with that leaf, yeah. So we don't know.
Toothpaste.
Yeah.
Her eyes watering for a second.
I think I have the perfect solution.
Just eat it, yeah.
That is, if you can somehow procure us a tiny bit of cloud, now that I can do.
I really
And now it's a rabbit frog.
Oh, what?
Excuse me a
Levitate
moment.
glitter.
He got glitter all over the picture frame.
Yay!
Well, now you
But they could have done
And
it
now
well.
you're taking her.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Effervescence. Very now. Very chic. Sorry.
Ooh. Elements of how many door? Do they need the others to open this?
Good. Now, which
What?
way
What?
would the spark-
Oh, okay.
Okay, that could be useful in a sense.
Well, what are you
It's Rarity, don't question it. No, that's Pinkie Pie.
doing this together? Remember? But how can Sorry, but I wasn't leaving you behind in that swamp. Thank you. Maybe the key to unlock
Aw.
these inscriptions. Or the key is right.
Already now? Wow.
Hooray!
I couldn't
Yay.
Oh,
Uh,
we're back in the school.
High heels can
I knew it. I called it.
useless.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that. Or made fun of the other stuff you like.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually sort of
That was clever, yeah?
It was a ruse the whole time.
apology.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Something you enjoy, and you're very good at it. I never should have treated your interests like they were worth less than mine. So, does this mean we're
Yeah.
friends? I would very much like that. Now let's go find that amulet.
Actually, this episode, I would have given it a bonus point if it had ended with the that ending. So does this mean you're not mad at each other anymore? Like, we're not mad at each other. We're mad at you. Oh, that's Twilight. She thinks she knows everything.
Yeah.
You stole the amulet of Aurora? Not exactly. You mean
Horse
this
noises.
was a setup to make us get along? Sorry to interfere, but you both.
Oh, she's going to get her own cheerleader.
Look at
Aw,
these
that's
girls
cute.
fighting over shopping.
Yeah, shipping. I mean,
Oh, I mean, they're rare ass.
Actually, there. If that is an interesting pairing,
yeah.
it really speaks to a talent of a writer if they can actually make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it speaks to the talents of Lewis and Sonko back in Rarity Investigates.
Right.
Oh.
I like it
that
that they
actually-
referenced like Rarity's investigative nature, though. Even though everybody knows her creative nature, but her investigative nature is not exactly it's not exactly at the forefront. But I think that comes from in a way being creative, because because there's some of those who know all the details. You got to know all the details about certain things and such.
Yeah, the same goes with
One of
the
those
blue
things.
building. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those things that demands both sides of your brain if you're going to piece together how something you weren't present for happened.
Exactly. That's the one good thing that I think gives Rarity a little bit more depth than just being a fashion art, just being a fashionista.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
true. Yeah.
all my favorite Rarity episodes, I think, are the ones that are not the fashion plots. That they're always the ones that use her in a way that's a little outside the box. And okay,
Yeah.
so what's
Agreed.
made of and how that translate. I mean, I guess you need fashion plots to show like Rarity in her comfort zone, just so you can contrast. But I mean, like, not just. I mean, they are some people's favorites, just not mine.
Yeah, but you can have like your basic normal work, something that you're comfortable with, but also you have other things that you're good at. Yeah.
True. And Rarity, and people may not think so, but Rarity's a really multifaceted character. I mean, yes, she is the element of generosity. She's the element of generosity. She's a fashionista. She's a business pony. She has her diva. She has her, I'm saying, comedic diva moments. And she has that investigative nature.
Yeah, and she can also do something with plants and now boat building.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing I really love about her is that, you know, you never expect somebody like her to be the generosity element, but yet I'll always remember the one that really made me fall in love with her was Dress for Success, and when she was like really slaving over like all those designs and everything, and to make them right, to make them right for what they wanted, and she takes in everyone's like thought processes and everything, and what they like and everything, and not just color and everything. She's really putting like her kind of she's not really doing like, okay, she's not enforcing Canterlot like high fashion on every one of them. She's doing like what she thinks that everybody, well, she's getting an idea. She observes every pony, and she kind of bases her design on like her observations. There's that investigative nature,
and also she knows what looks good on the pony. Yeah.
Yes, and that's what you have to do if you're a fashion designer. You've got to know colors. You have to know body types, and you have to know materials. You have to know what the how they're cared for, how they're made. You have to know if this one stains easily or if one tears easily.
Yeah, that's true. That's a lot.
I remember my first text review of that Suited for Success episode. I was like, all right, I know I wrote before that Rarity as the element of generosity doesn't seem to fit, but geez, Rarity, are you going to kill yourself just to prove me wrong?
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She nearly drove herself crazy doing so.
Yeah.
and that's what some creatives do. They will drive themselves mad trying to make sure they get. Yeah, me too. And amazing, I have not. And I'm hoping that Mental Hospital has my straight jacket order on hold. But yeah, a lot of creatives will do that. They will drive themselves near crazy just to appease their audience or their client or maybe even themselves. Sometimes and there are some of those people who are like, I don't care what anyone says. This is just for me, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm doing that with my animation right now, so I hope it's getting better.
Sweet.
Yay.
Then why we had to talk about Rarity, Rainbow Dash.
Yeah, Rainbow Dash. Yeah, that's
I've got nothing to say for Rainbow Dash, except she's just Rainbow Dash, you know? Can anyone else elaborate?
She's being old Rainbow Dash.
Honestly, I think over time she's become kind of a caricature of herself. It's like kind of reduced to more just catchphrases and
flanderizing.
Yeah.
There's nothing new. She just said like she learned stuff from the Darren Do boot, but also from Scootaloo. So
that's the one thing I will say is like in general for with Rainbow Dash's character, the last few seasons haven't really been, they basically flanderized her, like you say. Yeah. But the one exception being like any sort of thing connected to Scootaloo actually does seem to be handled well. Otherwise, it's like very caricature.
I mean, I really liked Stranger Than Fan Fiction too. I thought that she was very, very Rainbow Dash and to the fury of some people, I'm sure. I thought she played off of Quibble Pants.
They could have they could have put something in here so it was new for Rainbow Dash as well, something we didn't know about Rainbow Dash,
The only thing they did was like Scootaloo
with boat building,
I mean, I guess like there is some flanderization, but like even more so to me, it feels like just so much of the enthusiasm towards writing her is just like washed out. Like, I mean, the first couple of seasons, Rainbow Dash was honestly one of the few like what is that kind of almost thuggish female character. Although I don't know if she wasn't really a thug, but I mean, one of the tough gal characters, the competitive. Everybody's got to see how awesome I am. Who wasn't always played like One Note wasn't always played as. No, see, aren't they awesome because of that? The show wasn't always on her side, and because of that, it was like she actually did have to learn and grow and show us some of her insecurities underneath those. And I mean, and she honestly I thought she had kind of a charisma to her even, and I don't know. Now it seems like they are just sort of dragging it out of the closet, like every time she has an episode.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe she is out of her way of the closet. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whose idea was it to make that, to give that expression, to use that expression for two different?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Like,
but I really like the moral of this one. I know that we have seen it before, but I hope like the students learn, like you can be friends even though that you are really different. I actually have something similar going on with one of my friends that I have nothing in common with, but we are still friends, yeah. And we can disagree like all day.
What about breakfast at Tiffany's?
But still, too. Yeah, I still think it was really great moral, yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you very much. I agree with you very much. It's a great moral. It's a great moral and a great lesson for the students. I hope they have a lesson where they have a part where they take this lesson and they apply it to somehow to the bigger. Well, I think that's what they're doing. They're applying to a bigger picture where they do it across species.
Or across the whole equestrian world, or how to say that.
I think that's probably the way they're probably going. I think that's ultimately the way. I think that's ultimately the way it's gonna go. I think somehow.
But I also see the potential of how it could actually be better. I was like thinking like they could have like flashbacks to when they are smaller and playing with each other. Rainbow Dash and Rarity, because we know like they have been friends before they become the main six and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So like them remembering what they had as childhood friends.
Not really. Rainbow Dash and Rarity.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I don't think so.
We meet them.
That was Fluttershy. That was Fluttershy. That was Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash. They were friends long before.
Really?
The elements.
They
were the ones. They were the ones who've been friends since Philly.
But I still think it could be nice with like flashbacks of them being younger, I guess.
Actually, they could do like remember the great. Actually, they could do like remember the great big rain boom.
Yeah.
I mean,
the rain boom kind of like brought them all together,
Yeah,
I would not put it past the show to retcon that into existence, but I do think that it was stated by not Lauren Faust herself, somebody during season 1 that like other than what we see, the other 5 knew each other before Twilight came along, but they weren't like friends any more than the earlier episodes would imply. So like maybe Applejack and Rainbow and Fluttershy and Rainbow and
the way it was established is like they knew each other and were friends, but they weren't all a friend group. It was like I think they had like Rarity and Fluttershy were friends, and Fluttershy and like Rainbow Dash were friends, but like AJ and Rainbow
was friends with everyone because she's Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, I did a mistake.
Well, not a bad episode. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
This almost feels like a season 1 episode, almost.
Oh, really?
Nobody was that caricaturized in season 1. I'm sorry, not even Spike and Owlswell that ends well was that caricaturized.
Huh.
And I mean, I know, like, you're happy the students learned everything, but of course they have to have the IQ of a dead flashlight bulb. So you mean, even though you have nothing in common, you're still, like, they have to spell it out for us because, like, of course, this is not something that people forget by
still for young or children, so it's going to be like Cameroon.
I do agree that it's better than a non-compete clause because I think it got better in the second half. Like,
yeah, it got better. Yeah.
In spite of myself, I did think that Rainbow and Rarity actually coming together was kind of cute. And I mean, GM Barrow, it's like once she has her formula tediously set up and spelled out, it's like then she maybe allows herself to have a little fun within it, like the thing with the toad and the swamp and like Rainbow Dash getting to turn it back on Rarity. After giving me all that trouble, you didn't read it either.
I felt that was hilarious.
Yep.
Rarity having absolutely no word to insert there goes with oopsie.
It's like Rarity, that was the hypocritical thing to do. That.
True. They at one point had an interesting thing that could have been something about writing.
You mean reading?
Yeah, when they were talking about like why they couldn't stand the other one's books, it's writers take note. It was kind of a little tip they put in there for like writing in there. Like I think I'm trying to remember. Like Rainbow Dash was talking about like, oh, this one just went into like a whole big thing about the person's clothes or whatever. Pretty much too much description.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what Rarity's criticism was.
That it was boring.
Action scenes drag on forever. And
names you can't pronounce. Names you can't pronounce. Too much action. There was too much action in this one. There was too much action in this one, and then there was too much non-action in the other.
Yeah.
You mean too much description.
I'm sorry. There was too much there was too much description in another one, which can actually be kind of a flaw. That can actually be kind of a writing flaw. I could peg you as an amateur.
But it's something really, really great, though.
I thought that was a really kind of interesting.
Descriptions.
I thought that was an interesting kind of like writing tip to put in there. I'm like, this is what not to do.
Yeah, like you don't have to describe every single wrinkle on your shirt.
No, unless one thing about the whole thing of like I've been reading a lot like writers and such and one of the things that a lot of them say is like don't ever get bogged down in description, but only use it show don't tell, but also use it if it's vital. Use it if it's vital to the story.
That's what we call Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
If there's a gun on the wall, it's going to be used.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. That's perfect. That's the perfect description for it. Yep.
That's nice.
But pretty good. But yeah, I love the moral of it. Really good. I will agree with you. Alex. I had season 1 feelings too. I was thinking like, should this have been in season 1, or am I just crazy?
Okay.
Well, I mean, season 1 in the sense that Rarity and Rainbow Dash should be like, way past this at this point. But now that we've seen that they get along fine within the group and seem fully aware that they're not into each other's things, now the team wants to go back and do this plot. But I mean, like, as far as how anyone is characterized, I can't talk today, and what else? How long it takes anyone to get the picture, and the fact that they feel the need for a friendship school to be pressuring this plot along. All of these things are very, very second half of Friendship is Magic, at least as far as I see it.
Well, you gotta play your part then. Second.
What is my part?
We saw what you did there.
Oh, you said what I did it?
I saw what you did there.
I saw what you didn't done, dude.
What you did there, I see it.
I'll say what you did. Say what you did there.
I don't think we're going out on a limb here.
Going to there.
What about you, man? That's all, folks.
Not all. We haven't found anyone's gotten everyone's opinion yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know,
Carlos, where'd you go?
You're trying to talk. We can't hear you.
What? Okay. I wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
No, but it's your turn.
Well, I guess this episode was sort of like not the worst of season 8.
Not the worst, Reeves Gunmetal Gladius.
It's just really kind of meh to me, and it's like it's not even as entertaining as Jenn Burrow's last episode, which was the grannies and
oh, you like that better?
Oh, Granny's Gone Wild.
I actually like this one better, yeah.
And
Granny was entertaining. I agree with him.
Yeah, and it's like
it was good, yeah.
It's like Rainbow Dash and Rarity's pairing. Like there is a bit of nuance you have to use those characters because they are similar in a lot of ways. Just that like their creative energies just go off in different directions.
Yeah.
Rarity's all about the mental. Rainbow's all about the physical.
True.
They're both bigger sisters. They're both big sister figures. They both like literature, as was shown in this episode, and they both are very extroverted, charismatic in their own right, sparring second words.
Yeah.
And they've become leaders in their own fields of careers.
Yeah.
It's like it's like there's a lot of stuff they can mutually bond, but with Jenn Burrow's like simplistic children's book writing style, it just bogged everything down to like, okay, let's try to resolve everything with like a whole Twilight creates like this whole doomsday plot thing that
treasure hunt, yeah. But that was actually the best part of this, yeah, I think.
But I did get the children's book vibe from this episode very much.
I get that from every episode, but
I get that from every GM Pharaoh episode.
Did anyone detect it was a ruse from the? Did anyone detect it was a ruse
yes,
from the very beginning?
Absolutely.
Who didn't?
Yes. I don't know.
I didn't. I thought something really happened.
She fooled you. All according to plan.
But I guess I can't expect too much. Because I'll never do such a thing.
I kind of wondered if I kind of had this idea a little bit if it were a ruse, but then again I thought okay. At first I was like, oh no, something's been stolen, but at the same time I'm like, wait a minute, why the heck would it get stolen under Twilight's care? She's not that dumb.
At that convenient a time.
Exactly.
Right after Starlight said, I'm going to need some help, and disappeared.
Yeah.
It's like hand waving. Like
I was like barely just suspending disbelief. Just barely suspending disbelief for this.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when I found it was a ruse, I'm like, okay. Now I'm kind of pissed off, but not that I'm only like 1% pissed off that it really was a ruse.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, at the least in the end, it's kind of like humbling the fact to see Rainbow just being like, okay, I'm gonna do a bit of shopping. Mind if I ask for your advice on like options? And I'm just like, okay, this is actually very decent for like two people who have not that much similar interests to just be like, okay, I'm gonna need your expertise on something, like maybe a different outfit for myself.
Right.
For like this sort of sport thing. And it's like, there you go. If only we gotten like smart, like subtle things like this throughout the episode instead of bare bones basics. But
if only Twilight wouldn't have been involved.
Yes, none of this would have happened.
Yes. Blame Twilight.
That sounds like a season 1 complaint, all right, that involving Twilight, except season 1 actually had full justification for it.
Yeah.
The episode could have another title: Blame Twilight.
Honestly, if I were to think about like a remake for this episode, I think it should have been like an actual thing of like Rainbow Dash and Rarity just feeling like disenchanted about like, wait, why did we set up like a time for like us hanging out? When was the last time we ever talked about stuff together? If anything at all, like if it wasn't with like our sisters or the CMCs or just even like spending time with the group, it's like,
and they haven't had a lot of like alone time either, where they can just be themselves.
Honestly, it's like the only episode that they really had time together was really like the season 5 episode, which introduced the Shadow Spades persona for Rarity, and that was the only time because like
they also had a time where she become like getting the wings and stuff like that, right?
That wasn't really like an episode in which Rarity and Rainbow were interacting. It's just Rarity indirectly increasing Rainbow's anxiety in that episode.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but trying to do getting caught up in her own moment, but actually she started out trying to help Rainbow Dash and being the one in the group to spot her anxiety. It's like that's kind of what I said. Rainbow Dash and Rarity were really not like polar opposites. There was kind of, I mean, they are actually two of, in a lot of the time, the more petty members of the group, but it's almost like there was, on that level, there was kind of something about the other one that they got. Yeah, I'm with you, Nova. I think like I would have gone for an episode of like Rainbow Dash and Rarity realizing they're just humoring each other or getting bored doing each other's stuff and like being like, darn it, we've got to find something that we like doing together.
So in other words, would you say it would be better like if they found this on their own without Twilight's help? Or...
Absolutely.
That would really be a copy of Uncommon Bond.
There you go.
And even then,
but that was like the story of Starlight's, poor social skills and immaturity, and like, where in a way that actually kind of made you feel for her. This is just like Rainbow Dash and Rarity,
having sort of like a midlife friendship crisis.
A midlife friendship crisis.
In which it's like, okay, it's like think about this. Out of all the pairings you can make for like between two ponies of the main six, which is the one pairing that you really don't associate with like them really like talking much with each other?
Rainbow Dash and Rarity.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what's second to last on that list?
Rainbow Dash and Applejack? Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. Rarity and Apple. No.
What about
Twilight?
Yes, exactly.
Or Applejack and Fluttershy.
No, we already have
them. But they could just get Viva Las Pegasus in there.
Yeah, Viva Las
Pegasus. Or Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy, actually, yeah. You okay?
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot where I don't know where the mute button is. Here it is.
Get the cough drops.
No, I mean, like Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy sort of had like a buddy, but also was like a somewhat unintentional antagonistic against each other at points. Like, I mean,
putting your hoof down, I think.
Yeah, putting your hoof down. And there's also Philly Vanilli.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So much.
It's like for Rarity, like Rarity seems to be like the weak bond between Twilight and herself, and Rainbow and herself. Because like she's usually paired off with like someone of like a meek-minded personality, like a Fluttershy, or like fun-loving like Pinkie Pie and her, or opposition like Applejack and her.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's like Rarity does. We haven't really seen much development on the Twilight front and the Rainbow front until this season.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know, you're saying.
And it feels like we now dug into the bottom of the barrel now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because like Twilight and Rarity's interactions in Friendship University was just wasn't really like them interacting. They were just like, oh, we're just together for this one episode, not even naturally. Meanwhile,
we have no idea. We have no idea what the heck you're doing.
It's like Rainbow Dash and Rarity would have a bit more better chemistry than that. And that's the sad thing, because like what the show originally started out with, like Twilight and Rarity's dynamic, is like both of them, like Rarity idolizes Twilight for being a Canterlot elite, or a Canterlot pony at the very least.
Right.
Though that ship has already sailed like 4 seasons ago, or 3 seasons ago. So yeah, there goes that. And it's like any chance of like wait a minute. I just realized Sweden Elite. That was the last time we had a Twilight and Rarity focused.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Rarity being generous to Twilight
for her birthday.
Yes. Oh yeah.
That is.
Although I guess I see that episode is less about a specific friendship and more about like the nitty gritty realism of being friends, and that's like you don't always like the more like. Actually, what I love about Sweet and Elite is it's kind of like the anti. No, you must always sacrifice for your friends. Nothing is more important than putting that smile on your friend's face. Not your career, not your event you've been looking forward to all year, not your own happiness on any level. Nothing. It's like, no, okay, your friends are going to understand that you also have a life if they're your friends.
Yeah.
You just
or join you, actually, yeah.
Just like you don't need to, or that you shouldn't need to try to go behind their back. Just be honest and do your best. Like,
yeah.
What I hate about Rarity Takes Manhattan too, because it's kind of like the anti-Sweet and Elite on that level.
Oh, absolutely. That I really loathe that episode so much. It is such
Has anyone noticed that who in the world who's gotten like birthday episodes? Let's see. Pinkie Pie's gotten a birthday episode. Twilight's gotten a birthday. Spike's gotten a birthday episode. Rainbow Dash got a birthday episode.
Spike the Dragon got an episode. Pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spike got. Oh, that's right. Spike got a. Did Spike get a birthday episode?
Yes.
Secret of My Excess.
Secret of My Excess.
Right. Has Rarity gotten a birthday one yet?
No.
You know?
And Twilight.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've just rewritten this episode. I've just rewritten this episode. Rarity, it's Rarity's birthday. Everybody's tasked to find something that Rarity would enjoy. Rainbow Dash is the one who's like, okay, I'm just gonna find something glittery, and I'm just gonna find the cheapest, glitteriest thing, and Rarity's gonna like it. Rarity Rarity rips it apart, and it's like, I don't. She could be like, what kind of cheap gems are these, and like that, or something like that. It hurts Rainbow's feelings, or she gets mad about it, and then they get angry and everything, and blah 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 blah. And then there's the part that's like, I just really don't know anything about you, so I had no idea. I had no idea. Like, maybe we should talk more, Rainbow Dash.
That's true, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just rewritten this episode.
Well,
I'll expect payment in cash.
You needed a lot more material to flesh it out, like for an entire episode.
Right.
Well, evidently not, considering the GM Bear. All you have to do is walk us through the waka waka hijinks of, hey, they don't have that much in common. Ooh, the students are not impressed.
The student.
I mean, like I wasn't over the moon about the whole Friendship University episode either, just because it also wants the approach of peer pressure from characters who judge only by what they want the conflict of the day to be, and not actual, logic or relationship history. But that still, I mean, actually. tying back to Unova's point, even though Twilight and Rarity haven't typically been the front runners in chemistry, they still, at least for the first half here, kind of did better than Rainbow Dash and Rarity because they weren't being like shoved into this square cut gimmick formula.
Yeah, that's true.
It seemed the only way they bonded was through, they kind of found a common ground was through adventure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But before I eat my table, give me
What, breakfast time?
Almost.
Mm.
And I've been up really early, you know that. So,
Okay. Yeah, I think it might be.
Hungry.
Yeah, I think it's time for the end times for this End and Friends.
Did DC and Alex get their turn?
Yeah.
I'll get my thoughts in, but before I go, I just want to get the thought, your second and Day Lover's thoughts on the last episode.
Oh, the Friendship University.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, well, in a nutshell, Season 8!
What the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, this is where I feel like this is maybe where the spark is starting to flat out die. Like, at Season 3, 6, you're probably safe now. You're merely the Cars 1 or the Monsters U of the ML Friendship is Magic. I think we found our Cars 2 now because so many of these episodes just feel the need to force in these conflicts that, I mean, are like traditionally used because kids are quote unquote stupid and will roll with anything. And in Friendship University's case, of course, it was that, oh, wait, what about peer pressure from Star Swirl the Bearded? We're dragging him in to shake his head and go, tut, 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 and like, or we're going to ruin your reputation because, we have proof that people will care about on a couple of, con ponies spreading rumors about the Princess of Friendship, and that is, of course, the reason to be that, like, and the thing they have is that they're going to say that she's jealous, and that is the reason to believe that Twilight is under heavy fire here, and she needs to be scared of investigating this scam. And I mean, otherwise, plot-wise, I mean, I guess it was fine. I appreciated the heroic stand from Twilight that, okay, no, I'm gonna watch out for Pony's reputation or no. Flim and Flam were, I mean, as another one of their schemes go, that was fine. Plainity was kind of amusing that, like, it turns out the reason nobody recognized Rarity is just because nobody's heard of Rarity, and I mean, like, wasn't anything that clever, but I mean, like, it was neither that episode nor this one or even my most marginal thumbs up of the season, but that might speak more to the season than to how good they are.
I really like that last episode. I like that better than this one, actually. I think with the because of Flim and Flam. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed like seeing them again and what they have up in their sleeves. Because like first you're like, or you're charging for like them taking classes and stuff like that, but no, they're actually like pretty clever of hiding it and what they're doing. Yeah. And Chancellor Ney say, oh my God, he's just like horrible. In that episode. And like, I thought he couldn't be more racist, but I was wrong.
It seems like they're trying to build a theme with him, but which is
that's not good. Yeah. But I really I liked the episode, and I thought it was really funny with them like dressing up, and of course Twilight being eye patch. Like that was hilarious because she's not even in any form of as I think it's Flim that says like everybody will recognize, the Princess of Friendship in this picture. Yeah, we recognize her even with the eye patch. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was clever, and I like to see more things with Star's World. I think it was a good episode for Star's World. The only thing I didn't like where he came in with his finished papers and really hammered it in on Twilight. There, I thought it was like, okay, I get why they're doing it and why they're using Star's World for that, but yeah, it was a little like too much.
What was that nostalgia critic line on Doug's first movie? Like, hey, let's judge only based on action and not on character.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a little hard when they have, I guess, what they call proof, yeah. But then, Twilight finds the room with the coins and the scheme is up. It's also fun to see, like, Twilight be, like, talking about with Flim and Flam, where they have to have, like, the gooey pool or what it is. Yellow pool. It have to be near the yellow pool, and you're just like, yeah, it would be something like Flim and Flam one. Yeah.
The last couple of Flim and Flam episodes seem like they actually put a lot of effort into their schemes or into at least taking the time to Google search what an actual.
I hope like they are going to get like a villain episode where they're like meshed together with, for example, Queen Chrysalis, T-Rex, and the others, but that's probably not going to happen now.
A new Mean Six.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's true.
Mean Six. That's a good one.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. Like if the last episode to me was like a C or a C plus, I'd say this one is like a C minus or a C.
Yeah, I agree with that. But mine is a little higher in the points because I guess still like stuff.
Like we have not had another mod couple, or like the last one, or another mod couple,
episode.
Or another. Well, I won't start that again. But
no. Then we're never going to get done, and I'm going to eat my table.
All right.
Yeah, you like the stick in the mud? Oh,
oh boy. The greatest joke of all time. I love her. That was the greatest joke of all time. Now when I see Stick in the Mud, I'm gonna hear that name and I'm just gonna start laughing.
I could make it worse, but I think I'm going to stop.
Darn it, now I'm curious.
Mercy.
Oh, mercy, you say.
Darn it, now you made me curious.
Yeah. Maybe we should go off live before.
Yes. Yes, we'll save that for offline.
All right, but to sort of give my thoughts on this episode, in comparison to I liked last week's episode pretty much, at least compared to this season. But this episode, like I was saying during it, just felt like it borrowed a lot of concepts that were already on earlier episodes this season, and not really good episodes this season.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I had the fake sort of like the reason that's like I instantly like, oh, this is a fake journey thing, is because like it reminded me of like the one Discord sent the main six on. Except for this one, like was so obvious, and that one actually like Discord did a lot of setup for the fake, like the fake out there.
Yeah.
Here it's like, oh, here's this glitter, it's going away. It's like, okay, this is sunrise. Then there's also like the forced sort of conflict between the two main six, why the students watched felt like was already done with the AJ and Rainbow Dash episode. I mean, it's a different conflict, but like it sort of had the same dynamic, and it was just like it wasn't really interesting then, and it wasn't really interesting now. And like as a whole, like this, like the plot felt very forced at times. Which and that's the big thing. Like I don't mind there's a conflict. Like it was really actually it wasn't. This sort of been an interesting concept for our episode. I feel like in season 2 or 3, where it's like, hey, why really are we friends when we don't really interact much? But here, it just felt like they're going out of their way to show why this doesn't work, just to create conflict, even though it really didn't exist. Like you pointed out, like if Tribe wouldn't have done anything involved, none of this would have happened. Like,
and even the fact that it did when she did, it's like, or I say like when the conflict can't exist without dialing down everyone's intelligence a little bit, just like that. Okay, it's probably. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to connect to it very much. Like, oh yeah, I remember those times where my brain cells take a vacation and I become an unreasonable, hyper-reactive jerk because. Not me. I am a hyper-reactive jerk with my brain cells intact.
We're not part of this conversation here. We're not part of this conversation.
And I do actually agree with Ninja a little bit, yeah. It could have been like better actually with the episode, like focusing a little more on the students, maybe about what they don't have in common and how they can still be friends, yeah. Because we don't know a lot about the students yet, yeah.
True, very true.
As I said before, there is one piece of advice I can offer them. Watch Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Because they kind of liked it, and they said, well, that's one thing they got.
That's the one thing we've got.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Oh my god, brilliant. We go from ponies to one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like looking for something. I was like, where'd it go? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good concept, but really good concept. I think maybe it could have been executed a little bit better.
Yeah, the moral have been done before, so like I guess then it's still like really good, but yeah, they could have done it otherwise.
Would anybody side with me if I nominated the toad as the best part?
Yeah. I don't know.
It started getting stupid. It started getting stupid around that part, and then it's like, I have a unicorn. I have an old unicorn remedy. It's like, it's toothpaste.
I like the scene with the door because like that was really unexpected of Rarity to like have stuff in her shoe to use. Yeah,
I agree.
I was just like, that's Pinkie Pie stick. Yeah, that's not something that you do.
I did think that part of there was cool. I did think that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool, but I was just like, okay.
I don't know if that ever works though. Just like inserting something.
Yeah,
like,
it would work if it's a really old door. Yeah. And she also used her magic, so I guess like we're fine, yeah.
I mean, and granted, I know the toad, like they didn't give him the highest amount of intelligence, but he's a toad that lives in a swamp, so I can sort of buy it there.
With
bad breath, yeah. So that's not a toad you want to be kissing.
Rarity knows how to make toothpaste.
Yeah.
Now, here's okay, that's an interesting skill, but at the same time, I'm like, wouldn't have Zecora have known that too?
Maybe.
True. Although Rarity did, I mean, if it's like a hygiene booster, I could see it being something Rarity knows.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Probably. Yeah. Yay. No, it's Frog that you're kissing to get a prince, yeah, not a toad. Never mind.
Actually,
I had an idea about how it could be like, yeah.
That's one ship. Okay, that's one ship. That's one ship, but that's one ship. I don't think anyone wants.
All the points
too late, Jen. It's already out there.
All the points.
I'll take Rarity and Tom every day.
If this episode had Rarity get overly excited and kiss the toad and then like walk away, cleaning off her tongue, and then the toad turns into the Scorpan Prince.
Yay!
Perfect. Yes. Perfect.
Perfect.
Lead up to the season 8 finale.
And he doesn't know why it happened. Like, What have you done to me?
Or better yet, oh my gosh, or better yet, what does everyone think of this? She kisses the frog. It turns into blue blood.
No.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'm waiting for the fan animation.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work. That would be just downright hilarious.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
That would guarantee
but I
like a
guess,
kid's reaction.
Any other final thoughts before you end tonight?
No.
Nope.
All right. Guess see you all next time.
Bye.
So long.